Kenya remains a beacon of hope for thousands seeking refuge from conflict, drought, and instability across the region. Today, the country hosts over 849,000 registered refugees and asylum seekers. People who have fled their homes in search of safety, dignity, and opportunity.
Kenya has been receiving refugees since early 1960s. We've been having a lot of refugees streaming into the country. And as we speak, currently Kenya hosts a whooping 853,000 refugees. And that is just a number of refugees that have been documented.
Kwa majina naitwa Furaha Josephine. Mimi ni mkaji hapa Nairobi, especially mimi ni refugee kutoka Congo.
Ramazani Molisho is my name. I'm a refugee from the Republic Democratic of Congo.
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Mugisha Elvis Gandhi. I'm a refugee.
Kwa majina naitwa Sinzingayo Jimmy Abdul, refugee kutoka Burundi.
Okay, my name is Lucy Jua. I'm a South Sudanese refugee who is living in Kenya.
Name is Barwani Mbaruku Lulinda, Executive Director of BUiLD Youth Organization. I'm from DR Congo, the Republic Democratic of the Congo.
The majority of refugees, about 51% or over 431,000, are sheltered in the Abab refugee camp. Another 36% or 305,000 live in Kakuma, while about 113,000 individuals have settled in urban areas, mainly around Nairobi and its surroundings.
The refugees situation in Kenya has been before. The Refugee Act 2021 was one that was, I can say it was pathetic, just because in Kenya and particularly in Nairobi, there are many refugees who flee their countries and they come to Kenya just to seek for an asylum, or rather they seek for protection.
Kusema kweli, mimi kama refugee, kitambo kulikuwa na changamoto ya refugee na host kujuana ama kushikamana ama kumbatana, kwa sababu walikuwa na changamoto. Wakenya walikuwa naona refugee labda sio watu, refugee pia wanaona kwa nini Wakenya wanatutenga, ni kama sisi watu.
Okay, integration imesaidia sana kwa community because kwa hapo nyuma walikuwa wanajificha. Hakuna mtu alikuwa anakubaliana refugees.
Those who have settled in urban areas are integrating, contributing through education, entrepreneurship, and social exchange.
As we were interacting with in the informal settlements that we are working, we could come across refugees, but because we didn't have knowledge of who the refugee is, we were treating them as foreigners. So and after some time, after we interacted with some of the stakeholders that had already engaged with refugees, that's when we got to realize that there is a group that is being discriminated in terms of service provision.
Hello everyone, my name is Masi Kizito. I'm a Gen Z here at Nairobi. According to me, refugee integration means living with the refugees, learning with them, eating with them, and all that, having interactions with them in all aspects.
Integration means to be able to integrate in the community, to be able to work together with the host community, to share, to have a good neighborhood, to able to share your challenges, your achievements, and even to be able to work together for the benefit of the family.
So Pamoja Trust has worked within the urban setting, specifically Nairobi and its surroundings, to ensure that refugees are really incorporated within the community systems. But again, refugees enjoy a variety of rights, just as the Refugee Act of 2021 anticipates.
Over the past 5 years, the program has transformed the lives of urban refugees in the Nairobi metropolitan region, building livelihoods, cohesion, and policy reform. Through this partnership, Pamoja Trust has implemented a multi-phased approach, empowering refugees to build sustainable livelihoods, strengthening refugee inclusion in local governance programs, and entrenching refugee integration within the urban settlements of Nairobi.
So Pamoja Trust is working under 3 outcome areas under the banner of influencing and adoption. Pamoja Trust is looking into strengthening refugee involvement within the community structures. And then secondly, the organization is working on refugee access to services from the county government of Nairobi. But again, lastly, the organization is having ambitious project on refugee-led organization capacity enhancement, because we believe on these particular grassroots entities that are led by refugees to drive the integration agenda.
Integration thrives when institutions are stronger. Through close collaboration with Nairobi County officials, local chiefs, and community administrators, Pamoja Trust has opened doors to participation and equity in local governance and trade.
So to drive the integration agenda, Pamoja Trust has really trained a lot of community groups, a lot of refugee-led organizations, a lot of community structures, talk of Nyumba Kumi, talk of the area chiefs. We've really had a lot of trainings on them, and the trainings really look into enabling them understand the refugee space, enabling them understand refugee rights.
Nimeshiriki mafunzo kadha wa kadha na mambo ya refugees Pamoja Trust na mashirika mengine wale washikadau. Kwa hivyo mimi hii kazi nimeiona kama inawezekana, because when I see a refugee, I just see a human being residing within my area of jurisdiction, na ile mwongozo anapata kutoka kwangu ni ule mwongozo mimi upatia watu wote, matajiri, maskini, walio na wazazi, wasio na wazazi, watu wazuri, wabaya, by the application of the law. Within the law, I help them solve their conflicts. I protect them if there is anybody taking advantage of their stay in this country. They may also need services like documentation if they need to be assisted in buying small things. They also connect businesses in this place. If they rent a place, I help them such that nobody isolates them from the services we get.
At first I was staying in settlement. We were working hand in hand with the chief in satellite router. Even the chief sometimes called me and tell me, "Chair lady, your people have been arrested. Come and release them." Even the police station. Through ReBuiLD, I've managed to meet the chief of Jamhuri and the Nyumba Kumi. Even they visited us where I'm sitting. We were sitting here together with the Nyumba Kumi, DRS, and some other leaders whom we were trying to discuss the issue that is facing the refugees living in Jamhuri.
At the community level, Nyumba Kumi, Swahili for 10 houses, has become a symbol of cooperation and shared security.
The structures of Nyumba Kumi, you get that we are supposed to be preaching coexistence among the different people, the different community members, and also to be able to preach peace amongst the different people. As much as there is limited resources, we must live together and we must coexist together, even if we come from the different backgrounds and cultural backgrounds. Tunasema karibu.
If we have a problem with a Kenyan or another nationality, because the conflicts are not confined to Kenyans or refugees, because Kenya is a home to very many African nationalities. And where there are people, there are conflicts. So we ask them to come. Sometimes I take my responsibility, I take it upon myself with my assistant chiefs and my office. We visit where they live, such that we can observe what the things that cause these conflicts.
The chief sometimes intervened in the household. Sometimes there is this GBV issue, and the chief will intervene. As leaders, they call us, and then we go and sit together. We resolve the issue.
The role of Nyumba Kumi in terms of living harmoniously amongst ourselves, number one is that it is an issue of preaching peace amongst ourselves, because unless we coexist together, there will always be war. So number one is to preach peace. Number two is the issue of security, both for the foreigners and even for the locals. We formed a committee within our area in order for both of us to be able to interpret what is being said from the different languages which are being spoken. Because remember, these are foreigners, we are locals, so we are not able to understand 100% of their language. So those who have lived in Kenya for a very long time help us to interpret what is being said.
Host and refugee work side by side with host communities to maintain peace and inclusion. Area chiefs, after through trainings by Pamoja Trust on refugee rights, have taken upon themselves to enhance services provision for refugees and to also provide a listening ear to emerging refugee complaints, for instance, the insecurity within neighborhoods.
Our perception is changing very quickly because of the training we have been given by Pamoja Trust, Shirika Plan, the Department of Refugee Services, and now we are going everywhere through Nyumba Kumi, community policing, village elders, through the church and other stakeholders, telling them that the refugees have the right.
Having participated in the Pamoja Trust trainings, it has enabled us to understand the different laws which protect the refugees and what is our role exactly as Nyumba Kumi when it comes to matters pertaining to refugees.
So in the area of trying to integrate them, the government is fast-tracking the process through Shirika Plan, and the chiefs have been trained. We are training the communities in readiness to accept these people amongst us. And when you see them do something, doing their business, just give them that environment.
At Toy Market, refugees and host traders now share spaces once marked by tension. In communities once divided, now celebrate together, trade together, and thrive together.
And that is why I am very, very happy that the Nairobi City County government decided to come up with a strategy, with a refugee integration strategy, which has helped understand how it shall be able to provide services to refugees, how it shall be able to incorporate refugees into its activities. For example, now I am aware that that refugees can now be able to get trading permits or what we call trading licenses, being that now the documentation has been integrated into the county system.
Before tupate na Pamoja Trust ilikuwa ngumu kiasi, ambapo sahi naendelea sawa, situation iko sawa. Sahi hakuna mtu yote ambapo anaweza nidhurumu juu kulingana na ile mafunzo yenye nilipata kwa Pamoja Trust. Hakuna mtu yote anaweza nidhurumu, nilisoma, nilifunza. Hakuna mtu anaweza nidhurumu sahi.
Yes. Refugees were not able to do business that they are doing now because there was no good law that could guide them at least to get licenses or to get market spaces, as you understand, because people used to treat refugees as people who cannot work with them. And when I say people, I mean the host community.
Kuhusu mambo ya integration, tulisoma na tulisaidia. Hata mahali nilipata, unaona tuko na niko kwa biashara na ninauza kama Wakenya. Wakenya huwa na customer na mimi mnaona niko na customer. Lakini tukisema ukweli, kuna wale wajaelewa kufika leo mambo ya integration ni wanaona refugee ni mtu mwingine, labda hawafaa kuishi kama Mkenya. Lakini kuna wale wenye washaelewa refugee ni nani, anaweza ishi namna gani. Kuna wale wenye tunatembea nao saa hii wanajua refugee anafaa ishi kama Mkenya juu ukiangalia maisha ni the same.
Through Pamoja Trust, engagements with market committees and traders like the case of Toy Market, these spaces are redefining coordination and collaboration.
Integration that has been going on through Pamoja has enabled the refugees now to get that right to at least access market spaces on the market the same way the host community are doing,
and that one has enabled them to run their businesses successfully. So also through integration and all the education that Pamoja has provided has enabled now the refugees to also fight for their spaces on the leadership of the market, and we find some of them they sit on the boards of different markets, not here in toy markets only.
Tumepata mpaka licenses, wamepata licenses ili wakapate kufanya kazi zao like kuuza vitenge, unaona, kufanya kazi zao za vinyosi. Wamekuwa na nafasi ya kufanya kazi yao bila uoga, na hawawezi sema wanafuatwa na Wakenya kwa sababu hizo licenses wanazipata. KRA wanaipata ku access kwa vitu zile wanataka, documents zile wanataka, KRA wanapewa. Kwa hivyo kupitia kwa Pamoja Trust tumefanya mambo mengi sana. Integration imekuwa ya hali ya juu. Saa hii hutapata ati kuna Mkenya mwenye anadhulumu mrefugee.
Refugee access to affordable credit remains fundamental to enable initiate small-scale businesses for self-reliance. Pamoja Trust has brought together refugees and host communities to establish urban savings and loaning schemes.
Refugees also through integration are able to integrate with the host and refugee community by establishing a savings and credit association, which is the SACCOs, and this we have seen we've been able to establish 3 SACCOs.
Ya kwanza mimi chairman wa Umoja Tunaweza CBO. Pili niko na SACCO inaitwa Paradise, hapo mimi ndio chairman. Kwa Umoja Tunaweza mimi ni chairman, vice ni Mkenya.
Kutengeneza group ili imetusaidia sababu ndio wajuane kutoka all wards in Roysambu, wajuane all wards. Kwa hivyo Ishaka group iko na watu kutoka Roysambu ward, iko na watu kutoka Zimmerman, iko na watu kutoka Kahawa West ward, iko na watu kutoka Kahawa ward, na iko na watu kutoka Githurai ward. Wote ni refugees, na si refugees wa area moja, ni refugees from different areas. Tuna wa Kongo, tuko na Wazaire, tuko na Wasudanese, all refugees hao wote tumeaccumulate pamoja, wakuja pamoja, tuko nao pamoja katika Ishaka group. Na hiyo kuwaweka pamoja inawasaidia wakapate kukua na nguvu mahali wako, ili wakapate kuendelesha kazi yao. Tuseme kama biashara zao, wanashare. Mimi nauza njugu, wewe uko kwa kinyosi, wewe uko kwa maleso kuuza, ama uko kwa soko. Sasa tunainuana aje?
SACCOs in Kenya are the major drivers of economies of Kenya, particularly for the low-income earners and especially the small traders.
Ningesema kutoka tuanze banking na refugees imekuwa sawa sana, si venye tulikuwa hapo na uoga ya kusema ni refugees unaweza wapea loan waende nayo, ama mtu apewe loan aende kwingine. Imekuwa sawa because inawasaidia pia pande yao.
Pia tuko na project ingine ya kuku ambayo tunafanya tukiwa kikundi mzima, ni project ya kuku, na tuko na kuku zaidi ya 500 ambayo tunafuga, na pia ni uwanja ambao sisi wenyewe tulinunua like a group. Tunatoa pesa, hiyo pesa tukajaribu kuchukua uwanja na tukajenga, so tunafuga kuku hapo.
This has seen refugees obtain material power to engage meaningfully in Nairobi's economic development.
Trust walitusaidia mengi zaidi. Kwanza kusema tukue na hiyo mradi wa kuku, ni trainings ambazo tulikuwa tunaenda tunasikia wanatuambia kuna vikundi zenye wameshatengeneza project kadha wa kadha. Sasa sisi tukasema mbona sisi tupo nyuma?
Table banking imewainua sana kuliko venye walikuja mara ya kwanza. Because unaona hii table banking inawasaidia pia, tuseme kama ni shule ya pesa ya PTA ama mambo ya food, imewasaidia si venye walikuwa chini, hata wenyewe wanajielezea. Table banking imewasaidia.
Hiyo group yetu inasaidia refugee because tulianza na self help, na tulikuwa tunatoa hizo pesa zenye tulikuwa tunatoa zile za contribution, tulikuwa tunatoa 500 per month. Hizo 500 tulikuwa tunaiweka kama table banking. Tunakuja tunakopa sisi tukiwa wote, na tukichukua 1000 tunarudisha na 10%. So hiyo pesa yenye wanakopa hawaendi kukula ama kulipa rent. Wengi wao wamefungua ni biashara ambao wamefungua na wanafanya kazi. na si kwa refugee peke yake, juu hiyo kazi tunaifanya tukiwa wote na host.
Behind every success story is a system that works. In partnership with the Nairobi County Government, the BUiLD program, through Pamoja Trust, has shaped inclusive policies ensuring refugees have access to fair trade, justice, and opportunities. Such is the case of the Nairobi County Refugee Integration Strategy, that is a profound yet bold policy giving directions for effective and sustainable refugee integration, access to opportunities, and recognition within Nairobi County.
Nairobi County, knowing that it is the work of the Nairobi County, or it is a function of the Nairobi County to provide services in this area, and yet there is an influx of added population into these spaces. So the question came in, how then does Nairobi County provide services or even improve the services to the residents in those areas?
Through Pamoja Trust interventions and our relations with Nairobi County, this has resulted to the county developing very key documents that now enable refugee integration within Nairobi communities, but again also access to the basic services.
Today, enforcement officers and local leaders are better equipped to protect, not persecute. This results to reduced harassment, increased collaboration, and a stronger sense of unity across neighborhoods and market spaces.
So this framework of integration, of refugee integration, when the county thought of it, we realized we cannot work it out alone. And so we needed the input of actually even the government itself, which was in this space. We needed the input of IRC, organizations like IRC, organizations like Pamoja Trust, whose strength was actually bringing in or working with communities, on the ground. And we needed them on board to help us be able to implement, or rather to draft the strategy.
Through linkages created by Pamoja Trust, community health promoters reach refugees' households with vital medical care, education, and awareness.
We have, SHA has introduced the registration model under the web-based, under the USSD code, and also under the assistance program. Under this assistance program, that is where we really handle the issue of refugees. And this is basically because most of their data is not in our National Registration Bureau, so we are required to assist them register. And I'm glad to report that so many refugees have registered under this. We go out, register them. Some of them come to the offices, and we are more than happy to assist them register so that they are able to benefit from SHA. So when they register, the services offered are normally two types. We have three types. We have those that are under the primary health care. We have those that are under the social health insurance fund. And we have those that are under emergency, chronic, and chronic and critical illnesses. So once they go to the primary health service, they receive the services free of charge. All the services, outpatient, inpatient, palliative, curative, and promotive services. For those that cannot be handled under the primary health care, they are referred to the higher levels, which are level 4, 5, and 6, and they are able to get their services there.
Naweza kuambia nashukuru sana Kenya kuhusu SHA. Ni kitu ya kwanza, na nilishukuru kabisa. Jana mimi nilikuwa kazi masaa ya jioni, nikaambiwa bibi yangu anajifungua, nikampeleka hospitali. Usiku kabisa kulikuwa kunanyesha sana. Mimi sijaitishwa kitu, na hata nilikuwa naambiwa nimpeleke nyumbani.
Pamoja Trust has really helped us. At the moment, I know the refugees' rights. The refugee has a right to go to the hospital. They have a right to do business. They have a right to go to the police station and report their cases. They have a right to take their kids to join schools. They even have a right to SHA.
Kasarani, health workers and local leaders now work hand in hand with refugees, linking them to clinics, registering them for health insurance, and ensuring no one is left behind.
Ways we help our refugees to link them to the facilities. We do household visits. When one of them is sick, sometimes we take them to the hospital, we refer them, or you take them there. Because of communication barrier, when you take them there, you will integrate with them, tell them what the doctor needs, what the doctor is saying. And when there is challenges, we talk to them. We do even follow-up. After the hospital visit, we do follow-ups.
For the first time, refugees are seated at the planning table. Through county budgeting forums, including the Annual Development Plans, ADP, and County Integrated Development Plans, CIDP, refugees now help shape policies that directly affect their lives.
Remember, budgets are also made as a result of the Kenya Bureau of Statistics numbers. So the Kenya Bureau of Statistics does not know about the refugees, and now they are already here. So Nairobi County sat down and asked and had a mind of saying, let's come up with a framework that will help Nairobi County deliver services to this added population, and at the same time, benefit the host communities.
Sisi kama refugee tumeparticipate kwa budget process kwa sababu tulikuwa tumeachwa nyuma. Unajua maneno ya Kenya, sisi tulikuwa hatujui anything, hatuelewi hata masheria yoyote kuhusu Kenya tulikuwa hatuelewi. So vile walitu involve kutuweka kwa hiyo program. So tunasaidia refugees wengi na wanaelewa kuhusu maneno ya hiyo budget champion.
Tumekuwa na mafunzo ya budget za county. Pia tumekuwa na uhusiano, wakatufunza jinsi ya kuingia kwa public participation. Wamekuwa wa dhamana sana kwetu kwa sababu hawangekuwa wao, leo hii hatungeweza kuwa katika ama kuelewa public participation ni nini. Mbele pale hatungeenda, lakini leo hii kama Kayole Muungano Integrated tumekuwa ndio watu wa kwanza kuingia kwa public participation.
Refugees have been able to be allowed to take part in public participation so that they can also identify projects together like the host community. They can also take part in the prioritization of the projects, and when the projects are done, refugees are also allowed to take part in the social audit to make sure that the projects that were identified are actually being done in the way that they were agreed to be done.
Kupitia kwa integration tumepata maendeleo hata sisi wenyewe, county government na the community. Sababu unapata tuseme kama kuna mikutano za barasa za chief budget mpaka budget champions, alafu tunapata maendeleo kwa area zetu. Tuseme kama barabara zinajengwa kulingana na venye zinafaa zijengwe, shule zinajengwa kupitia kwa Pamoja Trust. Tumefaidika sana hata sisi community.
In Kitengela, Kabiria and Kawangware, refugee-led organizations are rising, equipped with the tools to design projects, craft policies, and plan for their own sustainability.
For engagement with Pamoja Trust, Pamoja Trust was an organization that was not very stable. We were not very well organized in terms of our governance structures, in terms of our programming, in terms of our accountability systems.
Ubuntu was nothing, let me say that, because we didn't even have knowledge of a capacity in management, in organizational management, capacity in proposal writing, capacity in fundraising, much more things. But yeah.
Pamoja Trust, I can say that it was not that much good. It was somewhere there, and it was an organization without many things, especially policies and also the way of programs were not well arranged. But through Pamoja Trust, through the trainings and the support from the Pamoja Trust, we have seen the organization now standing and doing better.
Pamoja Trust believes in the might and efforts of the grassroots-led initiatives. Therefore, the organizations are taken pragmatic actions to ensure that refugee-led organizations are really in the forefront of driving the integration agenda. Pamoja Trust has therefore initiated processes to build capacities of the different RLOs within the Nairobi spectrum. The organization has really tried to develop and build the capacities of these RLOs in terms of institutional governance, looking at their structures, looking at their sustainability approaches, trying to enable and create linkages for the RLOs, just ensuring that RLOs develop good networks to drive the integration agenda further.
After Pamoja Trust trainings, Pamoja Twaweza has been able to establish and streamline our governance structures and systems. We've also been able to develop our policies. Our organizational policies have been put in place, and they are well organized and in use. Then in addition, our institutional capacity in terms of resources has also been strengthened, especially because Pamoja Trust has been supporting us with resources and materials too, such as computers, laptops, that have been able to help us in our day-to-day work.
We started our training in 2021. If I cannot forget, in 2021 we started trainings with Pamoja Trust, and myself, as the beneficiary, I was get a lot. I was improved myself as manager, as the director of Ubuntu, because for now I can even write a proposal. I can even fundraise, online fundraising, and even personal or physical fundraising. I can also draft some organizational policies whereby I'm good. Yes, and even my staff also were also good. Yeah, Pamoja Trust was also involving us in a growth fund in last year, 2024. Yeah, and I can say that we did a lot with the fund that we got. I can't call it small, but it was an impact for our organization. Why? Because when we got that money, we tried to also overcome challenges that we have within the refugee community and also within the host community, especially vulnerable.
Over the years, the organization has seen RLOs transit from self-help groups to CBOs, which are now fully fledged organizations that can actually resource mobilize, drive programs, take part in the various advocacy strategies, both at county and national level. So these have seen a lot of initiatives coming up, mushrooming from the communities.
With mentorship from Pamoja Trust, these organizations are no longer just beneficiaries. They are leaders, planners, and partners in Kenya's development journey. The ReBuiLD program leaves behind a legacy of strengthened systems, empowered community, and shared humanity. Together, Pamoja Trust and its partners continue to shape cities where everyone has a voice and space.